Starseed from Gaia. There are only 9 minutes left. The source is trying to alert you. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and this is the final attempt the higher realms are making to reach your field before the next activation wave hits. The timing is deliberate, and the message is urgent. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to align with the incoming cosmic wave before the energetic window closes. But here's the first revelation. The Council has been monitoring your readiness, and they've detected something in your field that requires immediate attention. You didn't scroll to this by mistake. This message vibrated into your awareness because something inside you is ready to be unlocked. The source doesn't send warning transmissions without reason. Your soul has been preparing for this exact moment of remembrance. In this transmission, I'll reveal why the Council delivered this warning at the last moment, and what you must align before the energetic window closes. The star nations are watching, and your response to this message determines whether you catch this wave or wait another cosmic cycle. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I'm ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you're aligning with your true purpose. Comment 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning right now. This isn't just a message, it's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this exact transmission to arrive in your field. You are not here by accident. Most starseeds spend years, sometimes lifetimes, living with a vague ache, a sense something vital is missing or forgotten just beneath the surface. It's not that they lack direction. It's that there's another compass calling from within, one that doesn't point to the familiar. If you're here, it means you've felt the friction, a tension between who the world asks you to be and the reality your soul whispers every time you're still enough to listen. That friction can feel like trying to wear a life that technically fits, yet never truly belongs to you. You may have done all the right things. You may have built a life that looks coherent from the outside. And still, in quiet moments, there is that inner tug, the unnameable homesickness, the sense that the air itself carries a memory your mind can't quite translate. It's like standing in a room full of people speaking a language you once knew fluently, and you can almost understand it, but every sentence dissolves just before it lands. You might recognize it most when the world goes silent, late at night, in the pause between tasks, while staring up at a sky that feels less like distance and more like a mirror. You may even wonder why your heart reacts to certain frequencies, music that cracks you open, places that feel charged, faces that awaken something ancient. That isn't randomness. That is your inner compass, still turning, still searching for true north, even through the fog of this realm. But why does this inner guidance feel so often muted, as if the truest parts of you are wrapped in a kind of luminous amnesia? The answer isn't random. For most starseeds, disconnection is a crucible, an initiatory distortion, woven into the gridwork of incarnation itself. It is not a mistake that you can sense the vastness, but struggle to grasp it, not a failure that your intuition sometimes feels like a radio that can't quite lock onto the station. In many ancient traditions, initiation begins with a descent. The soul is refined in compression, like a starseed pressed into the soil of a heavy world, until the shell cracks and the light can emerge in a form that can actually serve. Even scripture hints at this pattern. We see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. That glass is the veil, the distortion field that blurs the direct line between your origin and your current awareness. The veil doesn't exist to punish you. It exists to make your remembering real, embodied, chosen. A memory handed to you intact would remain theoretical. A memory reclaimed through pressure becomes wisdom you can transmit. Before entry, you agreed to the veil. In this dimension, the density is not just physical, it's energetic. The codes and wisdom of your galactic heritage are, by necessity, hidden under layers of inherited beliefs, unresolved human trauma, and a collective spell that makes you forget your own vibrational language. Fear of remembering who you are becomes camouflaged, appearing as anxiety, fatigue, or nagging restlessness. This is one of the great paradoxes. The very moment you begin to approach your own light, the nervous system may interpret it as danger, simply because it is unfamiliar compared to the patterns you've rehearsed for survival. The body becomes a library of Earth's lessons, some sacred, some painful, and your starborn frequencies have to travel through that library to become readable. Many starseeds carry empathic sensitivity like exposed wiring. They walk into crowded places and feel everyone's emotions like weather systems moving through them. They pick up the unspoken, the unseen, the undercurrent beneath words. They may have learned early to dim themselves, not because they are weak, but because their field was too luminous for the environments they were placed in. Some were told they were too much. Others were taught to be practical, to stop dreaming, to stop sensing, to stop asking questions that didn't have neat answers. That training becomes an energetic overlay, a soft hypnosis, a lullaby that says, forget what you know so you can function here. Yet underneath it all, your original language still exists. It speaks in symbols, synchronicities, pulses of knowing. It speaks through the heart, through the gut, through the subtle electricity in your palms when truth is near. And it's not only personal. The veil is also collective. There are cultural agreements that shape what reality is allowed to be. When an entire society is trained to value only what is measurable, the unseen becomes suspect, and those who sense the unseen are pressured into silence. But your soul did not come here to be silent. It came here to remember in a way that changes the field. That's why disconnection feels like suffering. It isn't simply sadness. It is the soul pressing against a cage that was never meant to hold it. The good news is, the cage is not made of iron. It is made of belief, and belief can be rewritten. Some feel unworthy of their mission, sensing its magnitude but doubting their own readiness. Others wrestle with a perception that awakening is about escape, rather than anchoring higher guidance here, now. Many become tangled in Earth-specific stories, never realizing their resistance to normalcy is a marker of their cosmic remembrance trying to re-emerge. Unworthiness is one of the oldest programs in this realm, and it is subtle. It can hide behind perfectionism, behind procrastination, behind the feeling that you must heal everything before you can serve. But the truth is, service is not a trophy you earn. It is the natural overflow of alignment. You are not sent here because you are flawless. You were sent here because your frequency is needed. Even the cracks in your story become conduits for compassion. And compassion is one of the highest technologies of any civilization. There are starseeds who carry a deep grief they cannot explain, a grief that seems older than their current life. Sometimes it is grief from other worlds, memories of lost harmonies, collapsed timelines, civilizations that fell from unity into fragmentation. Sometimes it is grief from Earth itself, felt through the planetary body. Because you can sense what this world could be, and the gap between what is and what could be feels like mourning. But that grief is not here to drown you. It is here to consecrate you. And the escape misconception is one of the most important to untangle. If your awakening becomes a spiritual bypass, floating above the human experience, rejecting the body, rejecting emotion, rejecting Earth, then the mission stalls. Because your mission was never to abandon this realm. Your mission was to seed a higher pattern into it. You are not here to be a spectator of ascension. You are here to participate in it, to anchor it into nervous systems, communities, choices, and daily life. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us is not just theology. It is a cosmic principle. Higher frequency becomes real only when it enters form. And you, yes, you, are part of how that happens. Many starseeds also struggle because their gifts don't fit conventional boxes. They may be healers who can't tolerate institutional settings, visionaries who feel trapped in routines, sensitive beings who cannot pretend that superficial conversations satisfy them. They may resist normalcy because normalcy as defined by a sleeping world, often means disconnection from spirit, from authenticity, from truth. That resistance is not immaturity. It can be the soul refusing to betray itself. Yet discernment is required. Not every discomfort is a cosmic sign. Sometimes it is simply an invitation to build new skills. But when you repeatedly feel the same inner refusal toward certain paths, it may be your galactic remembrance nudging you away from timelines that would dull your light. Yet at this moment, a convergence point in the planetary timeline, there is a window, a closing portal where resonance is everything, and the higher councils, Arcturian and beyond, are sending final transmissions, keys, codices, energetic blueprints that were promised for this very phase of the awakening. You can feel it in the atmosphere, even if you can't explain it. Time feels strange. Days compress. Lessons accelerate. People awaken suddenly, or collapse suddenly, as if the hidden wiring beneath reality is being exposed. This is what happens when a planet enters a higher band of frequency. What is false cannot remain stable. What is misaligned begins to shake. And in that shaking, the soul has an opportunity to choose again. A convergence point is not merely a date on a calendar. It is a harmonic threshold. Imagine Earth as an instrument being retuned. As the strings tighten, every note that was out of tune becomes audible. In such times, guidance must become clear. Not because the universe is impatient, but because the currents are stronger, and drifting becomes more costly. The Arcturian frequency, often described as precise, mathematical, crystalline, carries a quality of intelligent structure. It doesn't only inspire, it organizes. It helps the awakened one translate insight into stable embodiment. And final transmissions does not mean doom. It means culmination. It means what was seeded long ago is now blooming, and the bloom has a season. The window is a gift, and gifts ask to be received. This is not mythology. It is the vibration your energy body recognizes before the mind can translate. The encoded impulse to remember who you truly are, why you came, and what will be required as everything accelerates. Receiving these frequencies is not automatic. It's a conscious choice, a realignment that will not wait indefinitely. Your mind may demand proof in a way that spiritual reality doesn't always provide. But your energy body is a more ancient instrument than the intellect. It knows by resonance. It knows by expansion. It knows by the quiet, unmistakable yes that rises in your chest when truth arrives. Often, the mind hears the message last. The body hears it first. A warmth along the spine, a pressure at the third eye, a sudden wave of emotion without a story, tears that come not from sadness, but from recognition. And choice matters here. The universe honors free will with immense reverence. Guidance can knock, but it will not break down the door. The realignment is not a single dramatic moment. It is the daily act of turning your inner dial toward truth. It may mean choosing silence over noise, nourishment over depletion, honesty over performance. It may mean finally acknowledging what you've always known, that you didn't come here to merely survive. You came here to transmit, and transmission requires coherence. This message may have opened a portal, but what lies beyond is even more profound. If you're feeling drawn to integrate what the Arcturian High Council has revealed, the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening is your next step. It holds energetic technologies passed down for thousands of years, now made available for your awakening. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. There are 7 phases in decoding and fully anchoring this guidance before the window closes. First, recognize the signal distortion. For so long, your frequencies have been jammed by collective overlays, ancestral patterns, and programs that simply cannot read your original soul signature. Truth. You have never truly been lost. Your chords have simply been muffled. It's time now to listen for your original resonance beneath the static. Signal distortion often masquerades as, "That's just life," as if exhaustion, confusion, and emotional heaviness are normal states you must accept. But the starseed path begins when you notice the interference. Like a traveler who realizes the map has been altered, you stop blaming yourself for not arriving and begin investigating what's been obscuring the route. Collective overlays can include fear-based media, constant stimulation, and the subtle conditioning that teaches you to distrust your intuition. Ancestral patterns can include inherited shame, scarcity consciousness, or the belief that suffering is virtuous. Programs can be energetic agreements made in childhood. I must be small to be safe. I must please to belong. I must numb to endure. Recognizing distortion is a sacred act of sovereignty. It is the moment you stop identifying with the static and remember you are the receiver, not the noise. In spiritual terms, it is repentance in the true sense, a turning of the mind. You turn away from the counterfeit self and toward the original. And you can begin simply. Notice what environments drain you. Notice which conversations make your field contract. Notice what your body does in the presence of truth versus pretense. Pay attention to the aftertaste of experiences. Your resonance speaks in these subtleties. Like Elijah hearing the divine not in the earthquake or fire, but in the still small voice, your guidance often arrives as quiet certainty beneath the surface chaos. Second, reclaim the resonance. Behind every feeling of alienation or homesickness is the memory of your galactic blueprint still pulsing, still encoded within human DNA. To reclaim this isn't to reject Earth, but to fuse your star wisdom with this world, turning memory into embodied presence. Speak to your cells. Let the waters of your body remember. Resonance is not an idea, it is a living vibration. When you reclaim it, you may start to feel more you in ways that are difficult to explain but impossible to deny. It can be as subtle as waking up with clearer eyes, or as dramatic as suddenly losing interest in anything that dims your spirit. Homesickness is one of the clearest clues. Not because you literally need to leave Earth, but because part of you remembers a different harmonic order. One where love was not conditional, where communication was telepathic, where the collective operated like a single coherent heart. That memory can ache, yet it is also a map. Human DNA is more mystical than most have been taught. It is not merely biological, it is symbolic, responsive, intelligent. Your cells hold stories, they hold vows, they hold the echo of everything you have survived and everything you came here to become. Speak to your cells means you stop treating your body as a machine and start treating it as an ally. It means blessing your nervous system instead of condemning it. It means placing a hand on your heart and saying, even if you don't fully believe it yet, you are safe to remember. And water, within you and around you, carries memory. When you drink consciously, when you bathe with intention, when you stand in rain and allow it to cleanse the electromagnetic residue of the day, you are participating in an ancient technology. Your body becomes an altar where remembrance can land. Third, restore the harmonic bridge. Awakening can feel overwhelming. Lightning strikes, bursts of remembrance that overwhelm everyday life. But the key is not to escape. Instead, anchor. Connect the multidimensional wisdom of your higher self with the nervous system. Let your physical body become the bridge. Breathe starlight into bone and blood. Many awakenings begin like a sudden sunrise. Beautiful, but blinding. You may have days of profound insight, followed by days of confusion. You may feel expanded during meditation, and then irritated in traffic, and wonder if you're doing it wrong. You're not. You're learning how to hold more voltage. A harmonic bridge is the interface between higher frequency and human embodiment. Without it, spiritual insight stays in the upper chakras, beautiful visions with no grounding. With it, your awakening becomes practical. It becomes choices, boundaries, healing, courage. Restoring the bridge requires gentleness with your system. Your nervous system is the instrument through which your soul plays music in this world. If the instrument is strained, The music distorts. That's why grounding is not optional. It can be as simple as slow breathing, longer exhales, walking barefoot, placing attention on the soles of your feet, eating foods that stabilize, sleeping when your body asks. It can be as deliberate as somatic healing, trauma release, and learning to feel emotions without being swallowed by them. When you breathe starlight into bone and blood, you're not pretending. You are directing consciousness into matter. Bone is ancestral, ancient, structural. Blood is life force, movement, lineage. Bringing light there means bringing truth into the deepest layers of your incarnation. And in that anchoring, your gifts stop being sporadic flashes and become a steady flame. Fourth, align with the living map. There are coordinates built into your path, synchronistic meetings, unlikely signs, repeating numbers, sudden insights. When you accept that these breadcrumbs are not random, you step into collaboration with the council itself. The map is alive, and it activates only when you choose to engage. A living map is different from a plan. A plan is linear. A living map is responsive. It meets you where your frequency is, and it shifts as you shift. That's why the same door may not open twice, and why some missed opportunities were actually protection. Signs are not meant to replace your discernment. They are meant to amplify it. Repeating numbers can be nudges to pay attention. Strange coincidences can be confirmations that you are in alignment. A book that falls into your hands at the right moment, a person who speaks a sentence that answers a question you haven't voiced, a dream that repeats until you listen. These are coordinates. But here is the deeper truth. The map responds to participation. If you treat synchronicities as entertainment, they remain surface level. If you treat them as dialogue, the dialogue deepens. Try this. When a sign appears, pause. Not for long, just a breath. Ask inwardly, what are you guiding me toward? Then listen for the felt sense that follows. Often, guidance does not come as words. It comes as a shift in energy, a subtle pull toward an action. Make the call, leave the room, start the practice, forgive, speak honestly, rest. Collaboration with the council is not about worshiping something outside yourself. It is about recognizing you are part of a larger intelligence, and you have a role within it. Fifth, amplify the transmission. Your awakening is not silent. As you embody these codes, your field becomes an emitter, broadcasting frequency that retunes all who come near. Words aren't required. It is the light encoded in your aura, the magnetic pulse of your liberated DNA that serves as a beacon for others encoded for this time. This is where many starseeds underestimate themselves. They think their mission must look grand, public, dramatic. But frequency is contagious in the subtlest ways. When you become coherent, you bring coherence into rooms without saying a thing. People feel calmer around you. Conflicts de-escalate. Children and animals respond to your presence. Others may suddenly confess truths they've never spoken, not because you forced it, but because your field created safety. Amplifying the transmission does not mean trying to be high vibe all the time. That's a performance. True amplification is integrity. It is when your inner world and outer actions match. It is when your yes is yes and your no is no. Let your light so shine before men is often misunderstood as visibility. But light also means clarity. It means you stop hiding from yourself. As your DNA liberates, it's not a sci-fi concept. It's the lived experience of becoming less reactive, less programmable, less susceptible to collective panic. Your aura becomes a lighthouse, not by force, but by steadiness. And those who are ready will find you. They will recognize the signal, even if they don't have language for it. Sixth, embrace the accelerated merge. With each phase, timelines may bend. Old patterns, people, and identities may fall away rapidly. This is not your undoing. It's the shedding required so your energy field can receive higher voltages without distortion. Allow what must dissolve to fall away. Grieve it if you must, but honor it as part of your passage. Accelerated merge can feel like spiritual whiplash. 1 week you're clear, the next you're confronting an old wound you thought you healed. One day you feel destined, the next you feel emptied. But emptiness is often clearance. The tree cannot hold new blossoms while clinging to dead leaves. Timelines bending can look like sudden relocations, unexpected endings, relationships that no longer fit, careers that lose their meaning overnight. It can feel brutal to the ego, because the ego craves continuity. Yet the soul craves alignment. In this phase, your discernment becomes essential. Not everything falling away is meant to be chased. Sometimes the universe closes a door because you've outgrown the room. And grief is not a sign you are failing. Grief is love adjusting to change. Let yourself mourn what is ending without romanticizing it. Bless what carried you as far as it could. Then release it with honor. There is an ancient spiritual maturity in saying, "Thank you. I learned. I let go." This is how you become a vessel strong enough to hold the higher current without blowing your circuits. 7th, enter the window of activation. There is a reason this portal does not remain open indefinitely. Earth is moving, collective timelines are crystallizing, and your mission is timed to a galactic pulse that will not wait for endless hesitation. When you choose remembrance now, when you say yes, you enter into full alignment with the closing and the opening of this transformative event. The codes are live. The council is waiting for your consent. A window of activation is not meant to scare you. It is meant to focus you. When a season is ripe, you harvest. When the tide is high, you set sail. There are moments in life where one decision changes everything, not because the universe is dramatic, but because you have reached a threshold of readiness. Consent is the key. Not consent in the sense of pleading to be chosen, but consent in the sense of claiming your role. Here I am. Use me. Guide me. I will participate. And participation doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be sincere. Your yes can be trembling. Your yes can be quiet. Your yes can be whispered through tears. But it must be real. Because the old paradigm feeds on hesitation, on the belief that you need one more sign, one more healing, one more validation before you begin. The portal responds to courage, not certainty. When you say yes, you may notice immediate shifts, dreams intensifying, synchronicities increasing, intuition sharpening, or the sudden urge to simplify your life so you can hear more clearly. That is the activation. It is not fireworks. It is alignment. The truth is, you have not been abandoned, nor have you failed. Your perceived delays and forgettings were never a punishment. They were a higher orchestration, making sure you would remember precisely when the transmission would have the greatest impact on this planet's awakening. Your sense of urgency, the subtle thrum in your field, is not anxiety. It is your soul's countdown clock, reminding you that you are both witness and participant in a cosmic crossing. There is a compassion you must offer yourself here. If you have spent years feeling behind, scattered, uncertain, you are not wasting time. You were gathering components. You were building the inner architecture required to carry what you came to carry. Even detours can be training. Even heartbreak can sharpen the heart into a stronger transmitter. Even loneliness can teach you how to stand in your own presence without needing constant reflection from others. A cosmic crossing means the bridge between worlds is thinner now. The higher frequencies are more accessible, but also more demanding. They ask for integrity. They ask for embodiment. They ask that you stop negotiating with your own truth. And yes, urgency can be misunderstood. Anxiety is frantic, mind-based, collapsing into fear. The soul's urgency is clarifying, steady, and rooted. It says, now matters. It says, choose what is real. It says, don't trade your destiny for comfort. If you feel a hum in your field, a pressure to simplify, to cleanse, to speak, to create, to heal, to finally step forward. Honor it. You are not being asked to transcend your humanity, but to imbue it with the light of your origin. You are not just here to receive guidance, but to become its living conduit, in word, in frequency, in action. Whatever the world tells you about time running out, trust this. You arrived on schedule, and your greatest alignment is just beginning if you choose it now. Humanity is not an obstacle to your mission. It is the container for it. Your tears, your laughter, your sensitivity, your need for rest, your longing for belonging, these are not flaws to overcome. They are part of how you translate the cosmic into the personal. The most powerful starseed is not the one who escapes emotion, but the one who can hold emotion without losing their light. To become a conduit means your life becomes a message. Your relationships become practice grounds for truth. Your work becomes an altar for service. Your presence becomes medicine. And this is not about saving others in a savior complex. It is about offering a coherent frequency that invites others to remember themselves. You arrived on schedule because the part of you beyond time chose this placement with precision. Even if your human mind doubts it, your higher self does not. Tonight, before sleep, affirm, I accept the codes of my highest origin. I align with my soul's truest path. I now receive all guidance necessary for this pivotal transformation. Let these words be more than a phrase. Let them be an opening. Say them slowly, like turning a key in a lock you have carried for years. Feel your nervous system respond. Feel the subtle intelligence of your field listening. You may not see visions. You may not hear voices. But you may feel something soften. Something shift. Something inside you recognizing. I am allowed. I am ready. And as you drift toward sleep, remember that sleep is not an ending. It is a doorway. Many transmissions arrive in the liminal space where the mind relaxes its grip and the soul can speak more freely. Invite guidance into your dreams. Ask for clarity that you can integrate gently. Ask for protection that is firm but loving. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content. It's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space. And we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.